Hey everybody, welcome to the free video, and today I want to talk about the cues. We've got this daily signal in the cues, and then the question, of course, especially in this market with the rallies that we've seen, is how is this signal legitimate? Is this going to turn around and rip higher at any given time here? I mean, we've seen this happen before, right? It's like, okay, here's the market. It looks very, very bearish here. It's got a ledge. All the time frames are negative, and then boom, out of the blue, we are off and running. Okay, and so the question is on everybody's mind as well, I don't want to get too short here because this thing looks like it's going to keep on going, right? Or if you are short, and we do have puts on the cues here because we've got a signal, how comfortable are you staying short in that kind of environment? And so one of the things I found is that you've just got to be able to kind of measure, for lack of a better term, the conviction and momentum of the market that you're in. Okay, and to do this, let's drop down to a 30-minute chart here. And this is a tool I like to use. We call these the 10x bars. And I'm going to be doing a class on Saturday where I talk about the strategy in terms of using these bars and how to play them with momentum markets, what options to get and all that kind of fun stuff, as well as how to use them to play downtrending markets, something we haven't seen in a while. And so for the cues, as long as we've got red momentum with conviction, okay, and the dots represent conviction, then I'm fine holding on to my Q puts. If these start to reverse, okay, then that's a signal for me to just kind of get out and not fight any potential reversals. So it's a tool that's been very, very helpful and will continue to be helpful in these markets. Okay, that's what I got. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you at the next update.
All right, so when the markets become more volatile, like they are, okay, and we haven't seen this in a while, but this was very, very effective with the markets, especially like in 2008. We want to be able to make sure that we're equipped to take advantage of it. Okay, and there's something I call the 10x trade formula, which is a chart setup that I like to use in this environment. I want to show that to you real quick. Well, we'll just dive into that, and then I'll talk about this here too. So as an example, on the NASDAQ, okay, so on the NASDAQ, you're going to have situations where there's no conviction, okay, and then you're going to have situations where there's conviction without volume, okay, and you want to avoid no conviction and you want to avoid conviction without volume, okay. But then here you can see with these green bars and the dots, you get conviction plus volume plus a few other things, and as long as that holds true, you can stay in it. But look what happens when you run out of volume. This thing starts to drop and it starts to rotate, it starts to pick up volume, and boom, you get the flush. That is the kind of market that we have, and what you need is, in order to kind of be on the right side of this thing and to kind of play the fluctuations, and I don't mean day trading, I mean the multi-day fluctuations, is you need to be able to read what's going on between the lines in the institutions. And if retail traders are buying or they're dabbling back and forth, you might see conviction without volume, and you're probably going to see no conviction. And in this kind of environment, you've got to avoid that like the plague, and you've got to wait for momentum plus conviction. Okay, momentum plus conviction. If you've got that, and if you've got the right tools to spot that and alert you to it, then this becomes a much I always hate to use the word easy, but it's like you can much more easily flow with the markets on this shorter term basis. All right, so I'm going to be doing a class coming up Saturday, August 26th. Markets are closed. We can dive into this, and it's going to be diving in and talking about how to take advantage of and how to trade these more volatile market conditions. For those of you that don't know, years that end in 7, for the last 70 years, years that end in 7 not only have been much more volatile in the fall, September, October, November, but has also led to potentially huge moves to the downside. And we want to be able to recognize those. We want to be able to know when it's okay to buy some far out of the money puts and capitalize on that. And you've got to know, first of all, how to play those markets, because you cannot play them the same way we've been playing this kind of long, old, tired bull market. You've got to play it in a way that's, and again, I'm not talking about day trading, but you've got to have very, very specific momentum and volume-based triggers, because guess what? In a volatile market, you're not going to get as many squeezes, right? You've got to be able to identify those footprints. So here's some of the things I'm going to be talking about during the Saturday class. How to know when stocks are likely to explode or implode. Okay, the 10x trade formula, identifying black swan events in real time, anatomy of $1 million trade. And this goes back to, a lot of times people ask, well, how did you know when you caught that one Tesla trade? How did you know to stay in that? How did you know to trade such a big size? Why didn't you bail earlier? Well, at the time, I was looking at about 5 different indicators, and it was hard to stare at them and piece them all together. But now that's kind of all into one little tool there, which is nice. When to just say no, and know when to be long or short or stay out. Especially in this environment, there are advantages to being flat from time to time, and how to tell a base hit from a home run in advance. And this is critical. This means, how do you know when to let your winners run, even if you've hit that first target? So this is how the class is going to be structured. Again, August 26th will be the instruction. Okay, and with this, we're going to go through, and I'm going to show you the setups from soup to nuts on everything I just talked about. And we're going to go through while the markets are closed, okay, so you can get your arms wrapped around that. Of course, there'll be an online recording. If for some reason you cannot attend on the 26th, you can go back and you can access the recording. And of course, you can go back, even if you do attend on the 26th, you can go back and access the recording at any time for review. It also includes what I call the 10x bar indicator. Okay, this is a new indicator. Question that comes up, well, what about the TTM trend? What about the PSAR bars? The TTM trend and the PSAR bars only measure price action, okay, and it's either up or down. The key with this is that it's up or up with conviction, down or down with conviction, or yellow, which is stay out. It gives you so much more information. It makes it so much easier to manage trades and know when to get into this stuff. Okay. Also, if you are newer to trading, it includes a little bit of homework, options foundation course, and the back to basics course, so you can get up to speed. This is not a complicated class, but you do want to at least know what a call is and what a put is. All right. For the $9.97, this is a nice little upgrade here. This includes 3 days of live trading the following week. Okay, we've done this many times where people were able to recoup their investment back. Even trading a one lot or trading larger have made many times that back. So this is one of those things where it's a great immediate potential return on your investment. It includes everything in the Saturday class, okay, plus the 3 days of live trading, plus after about 3 weeks after the class, we'll have a follow-up day, so you can go out on your own and come back with your questions, and we can get that honed in. And then last but not least, we are going to include this 10x bar indicator search tool in a portion of the scanner. And if you would like that, all you have to do is sign up for the Elite, and that will include 1 year of that scanner. Okay, so if you're unsure, I would just say, look, do the basic class. You're going to learn a lot of cool stuff. If you know that the live trading sounds good, do that one. You can figure out this. If you want to do that one, the point is that you'll be able to upgrade to those later if you want to. So if you're like, okay, this sounds great, be sure to grab this. We can start. As we finish up the indicator, we'll get that out to you, and you can start using it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, simplertrading.com/formula. Looking forward to seeing you there.